Hey there, YouTubers. So today we are looking at the ZTE ZMAX Champ phone. I've had it a couple weeks now, and so I'm ready to do a review instead of just doing it right after I got it. I actually got this phone for free. One of the few items that we've gotten on these channels of mine for free. And so first thoughts, this thing is it's got a nice feel to it in some aspects. It kind of feels like a rip-off of a Samsung Edge. You know, Chinese are good about ripping off the Koreans and the Japanese and the Americans. So I do like that in comparison to the LG Stylo 3 that I've reviewed in the past that has a it's flatter and wider, but it is a little thinner, and this thing is definitely very heavy. Why is this heavy? Let me take the back off. I get it off without breaking it. So this thing here, as I said in my other video, it feels really cheap. I hope it's, you know, good strong plastic, because every time you take it off it just feels like something's going to break off. Look at the size of that battery. I'm not going to take it out, but it's almost as thick as that phone is. And it's got to be at least 2.5 by 3.5 inches, I'd say. You take the battery out, the phone is actually pretty light. So my other video, I was surprised they had already put the SIM card in this, and I was like, where in the hell's the SIM card at when I did the unboxing? Because the iPhones you have to put in, and several other phones I've bought, it comes with the little sleeve they give you, and you go ahead and put it in. This phone, it was already in here, so that's good and bad. And the odd thing is, it already has a phone number assigned to it, or had a phone number assigned to it in this area. When you go in and look at the about phone, it had a phone number with my area code. So I was like, wow. I thought they'd just send a phone out, and I'd worry about that stuff later. But this is the spot for the your mini SD card, and this one I put 128 gigs to offset the lousy 8 gigs that's on board on the phone. I'm finding that is really annoying. One thing that you know, you might want to take into consideration, if you put no apps on your phone at all, realize some of those apps have to be run on the internal storage. Some of them can be moved over to your external mini SD card. So problem is, if you get too many that have to be on the internal, then it starts telling you you're running out of disk storage. If you make a lot of videos, you know, then it creates more problems. So really annoying. That's all I'll say about that. So let's go ahead and put the cheap cover back on. I'll tell you what though, for the price of this phone, considering it is so cheap, you know, it is something to consider. For, you know, multiple reasons. So let's go ahead and turn the camera on. Now so you do the pull down swipe here, kind of standard, all the stuff. You can see my Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Bluetooth seems to work all right, you know, just like any other phone. I can't ding it. GPS worked okay. Originally, I was having problems with YouTube, like it kept crashing. First time I ever experienced that with the phone. So then I went in to see if there was an update, updated it, reloaded it, and everything was good. I have this set to timeout way too soon. Alright, so the camera itself, you know, there's basically all your setups. Just like you would expect, you've got the photo button. If I wanted to do video record, I could do that. So, you know, we can do that easy enough. And it only records in HD, which kind of sucks. So for these YouTube videos, you know, for a lot of this crap, hey, it's okay. But the wave of the future is 4K. And, you know, as I'm recording in 4K for this video, you know, good or bad for some of these things, but you know, in the future people will definitely go towards the 4K videos before they'll go to the high def. Just like now, people don't always go look at the crappy SD, which is like 480p videos, when there's an HD video out there. So let's take a photo so you guys can see what it looks like. If it's taking photos. Well, this thing's kind of annoying. There's a you know, bit of a delay when you go to take a photo, but that is you know, what I'm looking at on the other wall there. And it's you know, if we zoom in a little, it's kind of it looks okay from here. You zoom in, it looks like crap, and that's part of the reason for being only an HD photo, or excuse me, this thing's camera is just doesn't have high enough resolution. So that said, there aren't a whole lot of settings in here. You can't do really anything to the video. Just the full screen, shutter, and hey, probably help if I flip it over so you can actually read it. Full screen, shutter, home, geotagging, storage location. Not a whole lot on the so that was the camera. So on the video, you can change the video to a few different really crappy video. They should just say you can only do 720p. Time lapse, and so yeah, not a whole lot in the camera department. So you know, it does take decent photos. I've got to say, overall it sucks. Of course, you do have a front-facing camera. Hey, there's my ceiling, and there's the 4K camera we're looking at using here. All right, so enough of that crap. Now I do feel like the feedback response from my touch is a little slow. You know, it is cheap Chinese crap here. But I tell you what, though, at times I really like the screen. I actually am very happy with the way it looks. It's you know, surprising quality. You know, all the apps you would expect come standard with it, so nothing major there. You know, tools, got a calculator, clock, settings is in there. Productivity, another email thing. There's you know, when you use Gmail, it's almost like, hey, let's delete that. But you can have an extra email in here, especially if you do Hotmail or something else. File manager, which is nice. Some of these phones don't come with a file manager. And then that, instead of going to folders right off the bat, goes to break stuff down to images, music, videos. So you can already see I have supposedly 8 gigs here, right? And we only get to use 3.7 gigs. And I've got 2.4 used already. So, I mean, this is ridiculous. That's why you don't get an 8 gig phone, for those reasons. Now, you know, seeing as this phone is going to end up just collecting dust in the future, I'm not going to personally worry about it, but just so you know out there. And then under media, you got music, video, gallery, Dolby audio. So the other things about the phone, you know, except for the cheap back cover, it feels well built. So that's good. Very heavy. Has a nice looking screen, even though it's only HD. Has a nice feel to it, even though most people will probably get a case. Me personally, because it's so cheap, I wouldn't spend the money to buy a case. That's kind of annoying how fast that happens. I would not spend the money to protect this thing. Now, no fingerprint sensor, and no facial recognition. Phone quality is not that great. The speaker in this is kind of a cheap, crappy speaker. I would play some music on here, but then this video will have to deal with the whole copyright thing, and I will not basically, you know, when the channel gets monetized, I won't be able to take advantage of that on this video. So we're not going to play that, but just trust me, it sounds like a tin can. I don't know why they don't spend more on putting good speakers in these phones. Out of all the phones I have, and I have quite a few, gone through quite a few on this channel, it's, you know, pretty sad. But so that's my review. Overall, I'm happy with Total Wireless, just in case you're wondering. I call them Total Verizon. Using the Verizon network, cheap ass plans. If you happen to get that Sprint plan, $15 a month, congratulations. Except for the massive bill you probably had to pay on a phone. I didn't get in on it because I didn't want to spend the money for their cheap phones. It was almost like, it's going to take 8 to 10 months to get it back or longer. So I decided to switch over to Total Wireless. And they've got much better deals on phones. For $100 you get a phone that would cost you $270 at Sprint. So that part's good. Then there's also a discount code out there, which if you watch one of my other videos, it has that in there. And that'll get you 50% off on some phones, or pretty much all the phones, up to max of $100 discount. So thanks for checking out the video.